Namaste everybody, this is your Dr. Sargam Soni. I have been getting a lot of DMs about sharing education and information about the commonest problems that women come to me with in a gynec OPD. So here today I'm going to start with talking about the vaginal infections, which are the commonest infections found in a woman. Few of them end up going to a gynecologist, few of them do not end up going to a gynecologist. So I have just made a couple of pointers to help you and give you a basic knowledge about the same. So now, vaginal infections, as I said, are the commonest infections occurring in a woman. They occur when the good bacteria, the good vaginal flora as we call, are replaced by the bad bacteria. I'm going to talk about what causes vaginal infection. Now, vaginal infections can occur in any women. It can occur in patients who already have a pre-existing infection, bacterial, fungal or viral. It can occur in women who have intrauterine devices which have maybe expired, people who are used to repeated douching in themselves, vaginal douching repeatedly, people who are immunocompromised maybe because of diabetes or chronic renal failure or cancer or sexually transmitted diseases. Pregnancy is also an immunocompromised state in its own self. People who are used to wearing tight clothes, tight panties, synthetic material, very tight, less of aeration, more of humidity. It also is seen in patients who are used to a lot of smoking, alcohol, drug abuse and addictions. So these are the commonest reasons why vaginal infections occur. They also occurred because of stress, malnutrition, lack of sleep, hormonal imbalances, improper diet, which again leads to compromise in the immunity. So these are very common reasons why vaginal infections occur in women. Now, how do you know if you have a vaginal infections? What are the primary symptoms or the complaints which are there which make you realize that you have a probable vaginal infection? Is routinely a vaginal discharge is watery and typically appears maybe 3-4 days before menses and lasts for 3-4 days after menses. If it is anything beyond this, maybe foul smelling, maybe a curdy white cottage cheese discharge or a black color discharge or a greenish color discharge or a blackish color discharge, maybe accompanied with itching or no. So fishy odor, foul smelling odor, all these are the clinical complaints with which a patient experiences if she has a vaginal discharge, and that is the reason, that is the time when you need to realize that you need to see a doctor for the same, because you could be suffering from a vaginal infection for sure. As I told you about the normal and the abnormal discharges, so if you have something which is any of the above mentioned that I have told you, you have to really see a gynecologist, because you need to be diagnosed whether you have a vaginal infection or no. Now, how do you prevent vaginal infections? There are the commonest basic hygienic measures that you have to adopt in case if you want to avoid vaginal infection. Is keep your intimate area dry and clean. Don't keep frequently washing it for no rhyme and reason, because that again washes the normal bacterial flora of your skin again as well. So keep yourself clean and dry. Wipe your vagina from always wipe from vagina to the anus back. Do not, whenever you go and wash yourself, do not wipe yourself from anus to the vagina back. Make sure that you wipe from the vagina to the anus back. Make sure that you keep changing your tampons or sanitary napkins at an interval of 4 to 5 hours regularly during your menses. Please avoid unsafe sex. Use of condoms is one very important way to prevent sexually transmitted diseases. Avoid multiple partners. Unsafe sex and multiple partners is a very important cause of sexually transmitted diseases. Wear loose cotton-lined clothes, and please do not abuse antibiotics by your own self. Go and consult a doctor who will advise you what antibiotics to take, what measures to take to cure your infection. Please do not self-medicate yourself by medicines which you think you have been prescribed by the gynecologist or the doctor in the past, or maybe you go to a medical stores and they advise you an over-the-counter drug. Please avoid doing that. That is known as antibiotic abuse, which can lead to antibiotic resistance in the future. Now, what happens when you ignore these symptoms? Vaginal infection routinely doesn't have any major complications unless you leave it unchecked for a very long amount of time, which can lead to itching and again skin bruises. It can lead to, it can be a sign of sexually transmitted diseases. It can also lead to increased possibility of sexually transmitted diseases, because the moment you have vaginal infection, the immunity around that area drops down. So the chances of you catching any sexually transmitted diseases is very high. In case of pregnant ladies, it can lead to preterm birth, it can lead to abortions in the first trimester, it can lead to preterm first and second trimester, it can lead to preterm deliveries and complications related to the preterm deliveries in the third trimester. The infection risk of any vagina increases when there has been any surgical procedure done, maybe for commonly for gynecological reasons like a laparoscopy or DIC or any other minor or major procedure. So you don't need to aggravate the entire infection and lead into any other complications when there is a surgery which has been done. And the commonest thing that you people encounter during the sonography is a pelvic inflammatory disease, or a PID, which is mentioned, which is collection of the inflammatory fluid in and around your pelvis. So that is the commonest, these are the commonest things that happen when a vaginal infection is neglected for a very long time. Now, how do we generally gynecologists treat vaginal infections? Depending on the clinical findings that we have, we routinely prescribe oral medications or vaginal pessaries. We advise even medicated vaginal washes. We tell the patients to maintain proper hygiene with all the measures that I have advised you above. And also we tell the patient to avoid smoking, alcohol intercourse for a specific amount of time. Routinely, if a patient comes to us with recurrent infection, we preferably treat both the partners. Now, frequently asked question is, does the vaginal infection recur? Yes, it recurs on an average any time between 3 to 12 months, depending again on your hygiene, your immunocompromised state, your dietary habits, the clothings that you wear, and the concomitant coexisting disease, if any you have. So it may recur. Around 30% have recurrence within the 3 months and 50% have recurrence within the 6 months. So, and also very important thing that I would want to tell you is that please go to your doctor, consult your doctor and ask for adult vaccines. It is very important to get vaccinated even during our adulthood, the way we get vaccinated during our childhood. So that will also decrease the chances of infections elsewhere in the body, which again leads to immunocompromised state in general in a patient. So this is in short all about vaginal infections, which I think you need to know as a person to at least self-diagnose that you have a vaginal infection probability, and then you can go and consult a doctor. Please do not self-medicate or take antibiotics. Depending on the past history that you have been administered medicines, you might be having a different kind of infection this time. So please make it a point that you go and see a gynecologist. There is nothing to worry, nothing to panic. It is curable. So yes, please take care, stay safe, and maintain hygiene. And that's all. In case if you have any other queries or doubts, you can have a consultation with me, or you can have a consultation with the doctor you trust and you think would take care of you. And that's all for today. See you with another topic very soon. Namaste, Jai Hind.